Hello, my name is Alina Dominguez, and I'm going to be presenting on psychological audience analysis. In order for a message to be received effectively, you must first evaluate who your audience is. If you were speaking to a group of kindergartners about making healthy eating choices, would you speak to them in the same way that you might to college students? Hopefully, the answer there is no. Rather than making every speech a one-size-fits-all, we should make every speech relative to who we are speaking to. Types of audience analysis. There are three types of audience analysis: demographic audience analysis, psychological audience analysis, and situational audience analysis. While all three of these subcategories are important to audience analysis as a whole, we will be focusing on psychological audience analysis for this presentation. The definition of psychological audience analysis is the consideration of your audience's psychological disposition toward the topic, speaker, and the occasion, and how their attitudes, beliefs, and values inform those dispositions. When preparing your speech, it is important to keep in mind that your audience's knowledge is on the topic. For example, if you're speaking to a group of high schoolers in regards to writing an essay, you would break the essay down into 5 subcategories for a simple paper: introduction, 3 body points, and the conclusion. However, if you were speaking to students at a university, you would expand on this topic into various research methods and quantitative versus qualitative data for their reports. Next, we will be talking about credibility. When going into a presentation, the audience already may hold preconceived notions about you as the speaker. It is important to establish credibility, which is the audience's perceptions of whether or not the speaker is competent, trustworthy, and/or engaging. You can establish credibility through the use of strong supporting materials that can not only back your claims, but is also important to present a well-delivered speech. This can be done through practice and the receiving of feedback from your peers or coworkers. There are 2 types of audiences that we'll be talking about in this presentation. The first one is going to be a captive audience, which is people who are required to attend your presentation. And this can sound like a daunting task and feel as though you've already failed before you began. However, that should not prevent you from giving your best effort when presenting. If you go in with the mindset that you are going to fail the presentation, then you are right. You are going to fail the presentation. However, if you approach this as an opportunity to go above and beyond, then you will not only impress your audience, but also feel a sense of accomplishment. Voluntary audience. The second type of audience is a voluntary audience, which is one that has actively made the choice to go to your speech. This audience may create a more present inward pressure as the audience has a preconceived idea of who you are and expectations have already been set. In order to feel prepared, it is important to take into account your strengths and positive feedback that you have received at previous presentations and deliver on those aspects. For example, some might have said that you are a humorous, energetic, informative presenter. So it is important to carry those aspects into each and every speech that you move forward to. Attitudes, beliefs, and values. A vital aspect in audience's perception is their attitudes, beliefs, and values. Picture to the right over here is an image that shows these aspects as layers to a person's perception and knowledge. The first one is attitudes. This is the outermost layer that consists of a person's likes and dislikes. This is the easiest to influence out of the 3 as it is usually reactionary. This can also fluctuate quite often. The second is going to be beliefs, which is the second layer shown here. Beliefs are what we consider to be true or false. This is less likely to fluctuate as it is only swayed when we are given new information or an experience that counters ours from the past. The third one is going to be values, which is the innermost layer. This is what we view as right or wrong. This is the hardest to change as it is often only influenced by a life-changing event such as a birth, a trauma, or a death. Psychological audience analysis is a critical portion of a presentation preparation. While you may not know every person's beliefs, values, likes, or dislikes, it is important to get a sense of who the audience you are speaking in front of is as a whole. With this information, you will be able to better adapt your speeches for a variety of audiences. By adapting your message, you will allow yourself to better achieve your speech goals and make you a better speaker overall.